Hello, I'm FZappa20 and this is YouTube. Today we are discussing the Clifford Ball, the Phish Festival from August 16th, 1996. This was day one for channel member Mrs Spud. And what a festival it was. Probably my favorite festival. You know, if you want to say Big Cypress is your favorite, I'm not going to argue with you too much, but this one was my favorite. I will argue with you with a little bit though over that Big Cypress #1 thing. However, that's not what this video is about. We are not here to argue Big Cypress versus Clifford Ball. We are here to talk about day one, and it started with the Chalk Dust Torture. Now the first thing I had to do is I got really confused after listening to this set. I somehow thought this was the set Trey thought was a bad set from the movie Bittersweet Motel. Turns out, wrong festival. Boom, FZappa20, wrong again. So anyways, after we get through all of that, we get back into the second set. But first, hold on a second, where am I going? We haven't even talked about the bathtub gin and everything else that talked in the first set. You know, I liked at the very end, I don't know what happened with the abrupt ending to bathtub gin. It's like they were wrapping up the song and Trey was just like, bathtub gin. He just like said it, just like vocalized it, didn't even sing it or anything. Yamar was pretty cool. Mike had a really cool part. Now I got the DVD box set, but I actually just did audio only from the Live Phish app. And I think that was a good decision because headphones with this era of Phish is kind of the way to go. You hear Mike really getting down in the Yamar, the AC/DC bag. It was just type 1 all the way, but pretty much just a Slayer. Esther, you know, Trey ran out of breath at one point in the Esther. You know, the AC/DC bag over to Esther was pretty cool though. And then Divided Sky, again, another part that was maybe nice for headphones as they're leading the quiet part leading into the pause. There was all sorts of things going on there. Maybe a little maybe some you know, Trey was doing some stuff. What's that fucking effects? Trey, maybe some slight Trey effects looping. Paige was chiming in. Fishman maybe lightly even chiming in. So that was really cool leading up to the, and then, you know, as they get out of the pause and the song just rocks itself on out, it was pretty cool. You know, the Haley's Common and David Bowie ended the set. Nice transition from one to the other. But both just pretty normal versions. Split Open and Melt, you know, never going to be a normal version. And this, along with the Free, you know, the maybe the Yamar, the mics to come, the Down with Disease. So people that said Clifford Ball didn't have a lot of jamming, you know, they need to check out some of this one. As Sparkle followed the Melt, you know, probably the low point of the entire festival for me. And that Free still had that 95 sound lingering a little bit there in the 1996 festival. Then a Squirming Coil, a nice long Squirming Coil, leads us into the acoustic set there. Waste, a little lyrical flub on Waste. Trey almost went, he went like painter, farmer. He kind of botched the painter part. He meant with farmer and he almost went with painter. Train song, Strange Design, Hello My Baby. You know, all cool stuff to do, I guess, in front of that many people. Then we get going again with the mics. You know, again, they had the start to the mics, kind of like the one I heard recently. Not the greatest start, but boy, once the jam got rocking, they got to the point where it was just hard and heavy, almost like the sound of the band almost sounded like it was confined, like everything was real tight, bunched together, and then it just burst free and just rides that jam on out into Simple. The move into Simple almost felt like a little bit of a Sweet Emotion jam there, but I guess that just sort of is Simple. Contact in there as well in the Mike's groove. The Contact works us into a Mike's groove, and then, a Week of Paul groove. Week of Paul groove kind of felt like it was all Trey. Normally I feel like that's all Gordo and Fishman though, but Trey just really ready to go to town on the guitar in both the mics and the Week of Paul. Trey mentioning at the end of Week of Paul that they will be back in 15 minutes. And he was like, well, maybe more like 40 minutes. Probably not that long, maybe 30 minutes. He settled on 30 minutes. I'm guessing it was probably closer to 40 when it was all said and done. If anybody was there, do you remember the amount of break they took after set 2? Only to jump into a Maki Supa, which is how they started the set the following year. Maybe if we can get back to that bad first set they played the next year. Dank being the key word. It had a little bit of an extended jam to get into 2001. Wish they maybe would have saved the Maki Supa Reggae jam and put a little bit of that into 2001 because they just kind of rolled right through that. Down with Disease, the last big jammer of the night. This one had maybe the jam in this one had a bit of a classic rock feel to it. Again, lots of Trey. And then we get more into, and then, you know, the last big hurrah of the night was after Down with Disease. We did get a Life on Mars, and then we got a Harry Hood. The Harry Hood, I guess, it was awesome up until the end. Kind of needed a visual for the fireworks, I suppose. And an Amazing Grace encore. And yeah, I guess that's about it, huh? You know, so y'all know I mean, the whole thing was really a highlight, but probably the Mike's groove was really the big one. The Down with Disease, strong. And, yeah, that's about it. Boom. Thank you, Mrs. Spud. And I did realize that, it was day 2, set 2, or disc 2, I think was maybe one, not, you know, I don't know why I'm bringing this, I guess because we're talking Clifford Ball, but, and I may still have you here. But anyhow, that, I think it was day 2, disc 2. Awesome. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I feel like there was something else I needed to add, but I guess not. This recap really kind of, I think things were going okay, and then I just sort of like, I don't know what happened, you know? I'm like a bad SNL sketch. I don't really have an ending sometimes, you know? I guess at this point, you just say boom, thank people, and move on. I don't know. Love you guys. Boom.